Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dover Motor Speedway. Live tonight for the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series. Tonight, 200 laps are on tap for these Bump and Run Cup stars of this community. And yeah, 200 laps around Miles the Monster's playground. But will he be able to, keep to himself tonight? Keep these guys out there on track with no real issues? Looks like qualifying is going to be underway, so let's jump right in. Again, looks like tonight we've got about 68 degree air temp with a nice little track temp of about 94 degrees, if I'm reading that correctly. So, man, it's going to be one hell of a race. Again, let's get right in. As you see, one car already down there on track, going through turns 3 and 4. Hope everybody's well tonight. Let's catch right up with the 73, and we'll go ahead and clear all that out for you. Definitely hope everybody's well. Another great Saturday night. I definitely appreciate you for coming out, hanging out. Looking forward to chatting it up, keeping me company, keeping each other company out there, whether you're on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, or iRock TV through your favorite Roku streaming device, whether it's a TV or the actual little device itself. Make sure you go on over, look up iRock TV. As you see there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, it's a 100% free app, and all broadcasting, all races, whether it's POV, club, community, league, whatever. The Hot Dog Stand podcast, the iRock Challengers, no matter what it is, all in beautiful 4K. And again, welcome. Sandy says, have a good stream, Pete. Looking forward to Monday night. Absolutely, I'm looking forward to Monday night as well with the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series. They're making their return. They had their duels last week, and now it's time to catch up with a little bit more. So far, you're just keeping up there with Caleb Shelton, and he is on top of the poll so far. In fact, let's go ahead and bring up those poll times for you so you know exactly what everything is looking like. And I'm going to go ahead and reset because, as you can see, the writing is just a little distorted. So let's make sure that you can see everybody as you're supposed to see them. There you go. All right, let's keep on going through. Looks like Samuel Archibald out here on track in this number 14 machine. It's a nice looking car, not too shabby at all. Who's that on the front? Almost looked like Marvin the Martian at first, but I highly doubt that. Oh, 14. Oh, trying to keep it out of the wall a little bit, and looks like that's gonna kind of take away from that lap. So let's catch up with the 48 of Philip Bridgman in his Aerokinetics new colors. I'm actually kind of digging that blue and yellow, kind of a man. I wonder what the black and yellow is actually kind of nice. Kind of reminded me of a little Bumblebee action. But let's go ahead and get back. But yeah, so far it's still going to be Caleb Shelton in that Pepsi 73 in his Camaro to lead the way. Philip Bridgman right now, so far, P number 7 in his 48, but as you can see, he's not down on the bottom. So he's just a little bit higher up, and that's not wrapping the fastest way around this track. And the fastest way around this track can actually be very hard to get to, depending on where you let off, how soon you get into the entrance of the corner, and where you're able to get onto the throttle. But as you can see, not really wrapped down on the bottom. How about Matthew Hunsaker back here in this number 37 Hooters machine for his first lap? As you just saw him come across the start stripe there, that was good enough for P number 9. So this will be his second lap off turns 2, going down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. And he's got that Hooters machine just a little bit further down, so this might be a pretty good lap for him. Let's take a look. BNR Racing Network says, hope you have a good show. Definitely appreciate it, man. So that's going to move Hunsaker up to P number 7. Let's catch up with the 28 Eagle 1 machine of Josh Small. Right now, P number 10. Going down the backstretch again into turns 3 and 4. You kind of saw him pull up off the bottom. I'm going to guess this is going to be a throwaway lap. Nothing doing for Josh. So far, Brian Hunt, Richard Johns, Aaron Bradford, Hunter Head, Kevin Roy, James Sellner, Austin Moore, Cameron Smith, James Bryan, and Jerron Carver are yet to qualify. So it looks like we're going to have just about a 20-car stacked field for these 200 laps around Dover Motor Speedway. You got the old Dover Downs there. You got the racetrack. You got all that just off of the backstretch here. You also got Dover Air Force Base and a few other things to really keep things interesting. When or if you ever visit this place, it's a lot of fun. It's pretty much it's double the length of Bristol Motor Speedway, so it's kind of a Bristol Motor Speedway on steroids, if you will. All right, so qualifying's in the books. Only 10 guys decided they wanted to go on out there and try to put down a good lap. So let's go ahead and clear all that. Let's go ahead and pull up your grid information right now. And again, we saw Caleb Shelton in that number 73 take the pole. Brandon Moore is going to be to his outside in his number 47, so that's going to be your front row. Jaden Sanchez, J just for short, in his number 18, starting P3. P4, Vernon Markheim in his 33. Sean Judson in his 19 is going to take P5, and halfway through the top 12 already is going to be Randy Coaching in that number 5. P7 is going to be Matthew Hunsaker in his 37 with Samuel Archibald in that number 14 to his outside. P9 is going to be Philip Bridgman in that 48 with Josh Small in the 28 to round out row number 5. Row 6 is going to be Cameron Smith in the 9 with Brian Hunt Jr. in 12th in his 23. And as we go through the rest of the field, looks like James Sellner in the 43 is going to start 13th. 14th, Kevin Roy in his 12. James Bryan in the 55 starting P15. P16 around that row number 8 is going to be Richard John Sr. in the 8. Austin Moore in the 45. P17, Hunter Head 13th. In his 13th, starting 18th. 19th is going to be Jerron Carver in the 42 with Aaron Bradford to round out our 20 Cup car field. There we go. I'll get it out one of these days. A little bit of a programming note from the admins. Cameron Smith will have to start in the rear due to a penalty. So Cameron Smith, I don't believe I saw him. Nope, he didn't qualify. He would have started P11, but now he'll have to go to the back. So he'll be given an instant EOL or end of line penalty as soon as this all kicks off. So let's go ahead and clear that away. Again, definitely glad everybody's out there. We're going to go ahead and bring up your track map. We're going to bring up everything that you're going to need in order to be able to keep up with your favorite driver all race long. Again, 200 laps here from Dover, Delaware. Dover Motor Speedway used to be called Dover International Speedway back in the day, but the mascot of this place, Miles the Monster, is very, very well known throughout motorsports. That's because this track is a self-cleaning track. If you end up with a little bit of an issue here, you will go down towards that inside wall, which usually makes room for guys up top. But if you're Johnny on a spot in the wrong position at the wrong time, you may have an issue as soon as you see any kind of a wreck. Again, the 73 Pepsi machine of Caleb Shelton pulling this entire field around. Lights atop the pace car are out, so we're going to jump on over to Barney up in the flag stand. You see the green flag up and about ready to be displayed. It's going to be Caleb Shelton and Brandon Moore. Green flag's out. Let's go. Lap number 1 and out to a commanding lead is going to belong to Caleb Shelton, going to show that not only his practice times, but his qualifying time was absolutely no fluke. He didn't just get around this place. He knew exactly what he was doing. Let's actually go ahead and show you those practice times if we can. That way you know what exactly what it is I'm talking about. There you go. Brandon Moore, Caleb Shelton. Caleb Shelton P2, just 4/100ths behind Brandon Moore during their hour-long practice time. Again, Brandon Moore, Sam Archibald, Cameron Smith that had to start from the back. was fourth fastest in practice, right along with Sean Judson to round out your top 5. So that's the way they stacked up. But so far, 73 very much in control, just turning the fastest lap already on the last lap. So third lap in, he's going to put down a 22.96, the only car in the field so far in the double deuces, in the 22s. Ran it just under 23. But man, when we're talking about pole times within hundredths, well, there you go. That was the difference between the guy that's in the lead and the fastest car out there, all to himself. All right, let's kind of work our way through the field just a little bit, kind of keep up with everybody. That way we try to keep up with all the action all the way around this mile-long concrete track. Again, Miles the Monster's playground. Whole lot of single file action all the way through this 20-car field. Everybody just kind of minding their P's and Q's, hoping that that 73 doesn't put on too much of a clinic and they all get kind of lapped very, very early, or at least within the first 100 laps. They want to try to stay somewhat relevant all throughout the night, but again, just pretty much all single file around this conveyor belt that becomes Dover Motor Speedway with all of these cars. We talked about Cameron Smith and how he had to start from the back. Well, here he is now in this Napa machine. He's ahead of Austin Moore, which I'm going to guess had a little bit of a connection issue. Don't see him out there on track, so he's just kind of unfortunate for him. But if you as long as you can try to start the thing, you get at least last place points. But yeah, here is that 9, and the man's been bad fast. He's been able to get this Napa machine, no matter where he started, into contention before the night was over. And so far, because he's all the way in the back, he's got 17 and a half seconds up to leader. He's going to have a lot of work to do. Again, Caleb Shelton leading the 47 or more, 1.8 seconds, give or take, behind him. And then Sanchez rounding out your top 3. Let's get back up with the 73. Let's go ahead and actually jump on board with him and let's take a hot lap with him. See exactly what he's doing, how he's tackling these corners, which I'll get to in just a little bit. But let's go. All right, so you see Caleb coming up off of turn number 4 across the start stripe, and you'll notice a big dip going down into turn 1. That's where the car is going to land. You can either let it ride up like what he's doing right there and try to pull it in and kind of diamond out the corner. Now, hopefully you're not mashing the throttle too quick, and you climb up and out of the corner. Same thing in turns 3 and 4. Let the car land at the bottom of the hill, wrap the bottom as much as you can, get back in the throttle as soon as you feel like you've got the grip on the front, and that is a full lap here from Dover with Caleb Shelton. So it's very much like a carnival ride. You're going down in the corner. You got the steep banking here to hold the car as close to the bottom as possible. Meanwhile, it's also ripping up the right front. You could actually hear his tires in the corners as it comes across start stripe going into 1. Listen. You hear that grinding sound? Those are his Eagle Feel Goods, trying to be planted towards into the track. Now going into 3 and 4. As you see him put a little bit more wheel into the car, you hear the tires scrubbing more and more. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back on up out of there. And this is his gyro cam looking up at the wall. All the fans in his stands. coming down the backstretch under the Ally Tunnel and into turns 3 and 4. So a few laps around the place, thanks to the number 73 of Caleb Shelton. As it looks like, one car is going to be hard into the pit road wall. I think that was going to be Hunter Head, if I'm not mistaken. And he's going to have a lot of damage in that 13. I'm going to have to tow it right off the bat, bring it on in. And that's, they do have one fast repair, so luckily he'll be able to get on back out there. But that could have been bad. The 73's night could have almost been done right then and there. Let's see if we can actually show that again. All right, so let's jump up to Caleb Shelton. Let's go ahead and bring it back to the chase mode, and there you see it. Watch this. Oh boy, a little bit more, and that could have been really bad for our leader, and no bueno for anybody else. Man, that could have been really bad. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, check in with Brandon Moore. He's starting to reel in. Caleb Shelton got it down. He was about 1.7, 1.8 about 10 laps ago, down to about half a second. And you can see this amp Mountain Dew machine kind of starting to reel into 73. So it's been all the 73 for 20 laps so far. Starting to pick it, starting to make up some time. Looks like Hunter Head, after that issue, is still on pit road, I believe. Yeah, it's still on pit road. So very soon, this is going to be the battle for P number 1. Jaden Sanchez a little bit further back, just coming up and off the corner in this pedigree number 18. Sanchez 2.8 back, and you could watch that gap between the first and second place car, Caleb Shelton and Brandon Moore, shrinking ever more, going into the corner now down to just 1.5 tenths. This is going to be a great battle up and off the corner. 47 is going to try to throw it down low. Will he be able to throw it into the corner? Will the 73 pinch him down? Nope, he's actually going to go ahead and give him all kinds of room. Either that or the 73's tires are just done screaming at him, and he's got almost nothing left. So that's one thing about racing here on iRacing and in real life in general. If you push the car as hard as you can, you're just going to kill the right front, or you're going to kill the right rear, and you're going to have nothing for the long run. So here we go on lap number 22 or lap 23. New leader is going to be the 47 of Brandon Moore to take the point. He'll not only take the point, but he'll get a point for leading a lap as well. Vernon Markheim a little bit further back. You see the 18 just ahead of him. This is P number 4. Third and fourth still right where they started. Jaden Sanchez started P3, running P3, so nothing gained, nothing lost. Vernon Markheim, P4, running P4, and same thing for him. Randy coaching up here in this number 5, HenryCars.com Camaro. He's up one spot to break into the top 5. Samuel Archibald right behind him in that 14. So far, he is up 2 spots, trying to take a couple more maybe before we get to before we even get to lap 50. It's gonna be a tough night in all. And again, this is the first race of the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series from Dover. Next week, I believe we go to Watkins Glen for race number 2 in round 1. So half the season is in the books, half the season to go, and these guys have been battling it out week after week. And definitely looking, we got contact, 5 car hard into the inside wall, off of the bumper of the 14, just not clear. Let's see if we can actually rewind that and play that again. Hard shot from Brandy coaching. So let's go ahead and bring it back to the chase view. And this is gonna be a hard shot. Let's go ahead and play it. No net code there. The 5 just could not do anything with it. You see the sparks on the left-hand side, and that 5 is all but done. He's going to go ahead and have to tow it, and that's going to be it for him. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. Hard shot, though. Matthew Hunsaker behind him in this number 37 Hooters machine. That was That was a police pit maneuver if I ever saw one. I'm not saying that he meant to do that by any means, but man, that was a hard shot taken by the 5. Philip Bridgman back here a little bit in this. Caution's out. Looks like this is going to have something to do with Cameron Smith a little bit further in the back. Let's see if we can pick up with Cameron, find out exactly what happened there. So you see the 9 kind of all by his lonesome. Let's play it out and find out what happened. Oh, 55, harder through the corner than Cameron was. These two have a history. I'm actually going to go ahead and rewind this a little bit, see if there was more to that. All right, so let's go ahead and play it from there. Let's kind of look back a little bit if we can. You see the 55 really digging on the bottom, coming up fast behind the 9, kind of staying right in his lane. 55 down 1 lane going into the corner, but the 55 able to get back in the throttle a little bit sooner. Coming up, almost there that time. Again, very, very close. Nothing doing. One more time going into turns 3 and 4. 55 again on the throttle, wrapping the bottom. Right on the right up the tailpipe of the 9, going down the front stretch across Barney's flag stand and into turns 1 and 2. 55 this time, and that's all she wrote. Man, hard shot for the 9. Could have been worse though. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. So Brandon Moore in this number 47 is your leader. Let's go ahead and bring him up from BKM Motorsports. Brandon's repeat up in the booth, but you got a copy in that 47 Kickstart Mountain Dew machine.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, sir? How are you?
Hey, I'm hanging in there for an old man. You?
Yeah. Not doing too bad, man. 20 cars started the field tonight. 73 led the majority of our first 20 to 25 laps. You caught him and you passed him as his car kind of washed up in the corners. Coming up for Brand New Eagle Fuel Goods, full tank of Sunoco fuel. Can you hold every other hard charger back now they're all racked and stacked back up one more time?
Yeah, I'm hoping we can maintain pace enough to keep the lead. The main thing is you can't burn the tires off too fast. You got to really pace yourself during the run, and that's pretty much what happened there before the caution when we was able to run down the leader and make it by pretty easily there. He used a little bit more tires than what I did on that initial start, so just got to watch the tires. That's the key to the race.
Yeah, he was absolutely on a tear from the beginning. At one point, had 2+ seconds over you and third place. Now you got the 9 right in front of you. 9 of the 55s made a little bit of contact. 55 came up off the bottom and kind of a little bit of a pit maneuver on Cameron's Napa machine. So now he's going to go ahead and take the wave around. You're going to be able to take the field. How important is the clean air here at Dover on the nose of this 47?
Clean air is a big deal here because you want to have as much downforce on the nose as you can, get the most turnout of that you can, because you start falling in somebody's wake there, getting in the draft, and you lose that downforce on the nose, and it just washes up, and then it just chews the tires even more. The more you slide, the more they wear. So got to keep clean air on the nose for sure.
All right, Brandon. Well, I definitely appreciate you chatting with us. I'll go ahead and get you back down with your BKM team comms right now. Good luck. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's a beautiful-looking car you got there. Keep the shiny side up, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. All right, so Brandon Moore leading the way. He's got that 73 Pepsi machine right up his trumpet. 33 of Vernon Markheim to his outside, but Brandon should have no issue, really setting a blistering lap here coming up because he will have the advantage of stomping on that loud pedal first. So that's a huge advantage. But if he could take care of the tires, I think he'll be just fine. You see the 19 of Sean Judson, and then Jaden Sanchez going to go ahead and round out your top 5. Coming off turns 3 and 4 right now. We'll go ahead and bring it back to Barney. He's got the field in view. Pace cars down pit road. Green flags out. Let's go. All right, so 47 again, because of the advantage of being able to go when he wants. He's able to lead that lap, but the 73 of Caleb Shelton, let's see if he can actually learn a thing or two about conserving his right front tire, conserving the right rear as well, so he's not burning them down. If he could keep pace with the 47 and not try to rocket ahead, I think he'll be all right, and these two may make for a great finish when 200 laps are done. So far, 36 laps of 200 now in the books. Caleb Shelton led about the first 20 to 25, and it's been Brandon Moore ever since. But these two, pace for lap time for lap time, pretty much. Their last lap time is 23:31 to 23:18. Caleb Shelton just a little bit quicker, but that's a whole lot of draft until he gets up behind the 47 and has to watch for the dirty air. All right, Vernon Markheim back here. He's sitting P3, and he's got a line of cars up behind him. You see the 14 down low getting a little loose. Let's see if we can't catch up with Sam Archibald right now, as he's going to go ahead and gather it back up and stay underneath the 41. Side by side into the corner, not only him and the 14, but also right behind him, it's going to be James Selner and Aaron Bradford. They're going to choose to go ahead and get single file also underneath the Ally Bridge going into turn 3. Again, it's going to be that beautiful 95 Wrangler scheme it is a clean paint scheme and looks absolutely amazing. Show you actually what this thing looks like from the front. I swear, if Dale Sr. would have drove this thing back in the day, can you imagine how intimidating that would have looked with his driving style? I think it would have been absolutely amazing. All right, Brian Hunt up here in his Dr. Pepper and Soda Cream. Number 23 Toyota Camry TRD machine, as he's got a good 5 or 6 cars right behind him, including Sean Judson, Philip Bridgman, Sam Archibald, James Selner, and Aaron Bradford back here again in that 95. Jerron Carver right behind him in this Amp Energy machine, and this is what we're looking like from the side. Beautiful looking 42. Interesting number font. Mountain Dew across the back, just like Brandon Moore, now leading the way. 73 Pepsi right behind. It's an all Pepsi battle for the lead. Let's actually jump on board with the 73. Take a lap or two around with him. We'll work our way through, but let's take a little bit of a crank it up session, if you will, looking from behind our leader. Let's go. Crank it up. Caution's going to fly, and it's going to be on lap 45 of 200. So far, I haven't seen any kind of issue. Looks like, let's see, Randy coaching a little bit further in the back. Hunter Head, let's see, nothing there either. How about James Bryan? There's Cameron Smith. Randy coaching, nope. Hunter Head, nope. So couple there's Hunter. All right, so 47. We'll have to see now. It's only been what, 20 laps. Or actually not even 15 to 20 laps since they were last on pit road. So we'll have to see if the 47 brings it back down or if he chooses to stay out. Looks like he's going to stay out. So let's see if we can maybe try to catch up with the 73 of Caleb Shelton and have a quick word with him. If I'm not mistaken, last time I tried to find him, he was not available. Nope, he's not. So what about Sam Archibald? Okay, well, since we couldn't find those guys, let's go ahead and pick up with the 28 Eagle 1 machine for Josh Small right now. Josh Smalls, let's repeat up in the booth. You're sitting P4 right now in that 28 Eagle 1 machine. You've got you're up 6 spots since the beginning of the race. How you feeling about Dover tonight in that Ford Mustang GT, sir?
She's rough. Tracks, it's it's night and day, man. One end of the track's tight and the other end it's loose. But it's not feeling too bad. It's just I'm trying to stay with the pack, stay on pace, and not make any mistakes. I know I've kissed the wall a couple times, no major damage. I think I had 10 seconds on that first pit stop there, so just trying to keep it clean and stay out of the wrecks and hope for a good finish.
How's the grip with those ponies? You mentioned the one side's a little loose, the other side's a little tight. What do you need to adjust within your Mustang GT to get that thing to hook better and stay pretty consistent on both ends of this track?
Well, I know right now I'm lifting early in 1 and 2 and letting it roll a lot further than what I normally would. To get the run off of 2, because I know when I drive it deep or let it roll and get back in it, I know I push up to the wall and I kiss the wall in 2. 3 and 4, I'm lifting real early like I normally do, but I'm not getting in the throttle like I normally would, so I'm letting it roll at least to the center of the corner before I'm actually getting in it. And I know when I start easing the throttle, she'll start pushing a little bit, but I know on exit, man, if I can stay consistent through the corner on exit, it's like a rocket ship. She takes off. So
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, if I can keep it like that, man, I'll be golden. But I mean, it all depends, man. Like I said, we got 200 laps and we're a quarter of the way through now. So I mean, a lot can happen between now and the end.
Brandon Moore's shown to have some pretty good long run speed, able to pass on by the 73 of Caleb. You guys are both on the same team. Is he passing on any words of wisdom to make sure that thing, that 28 machine does stay hooked up for the long run?
He's telling me he's telling me to keep lifting, stay with us, to be consistent and everything. And then it's hard because when you get in a draft, these cars they wiggle. I mean, your throttle points start changing because draft's pulling you and everything. But he's trying to help me, but I don't think I got anything for him up front there. Him and Caleb, they're fast boys. All
right, buddy. I'll go ahead and I'll get you back down with your team comms again. Brandon Moore, Matthew Hunsaker, and Sam Archibald, part of your team. Good luck. Keep the shiny side up. And oh, by the way, I've always been a sucker for the black and chrome. Good luck. Keep the shiny side up.
Same
and keep
here.
It going, sir.
Same here, brother. Appreciate it.
You got it. All right, so we got Josh Smalls back down with his team. It's going to be one hell of a restart, and I'm sure that Brandon Moore will give him a little bit of a heads up, like, hey, 3, 2, 1, go, and stomp on the throttle to maybe be able to clear the 14, but they cannot pass low. So I don't know how much help that would be. because you can only pass high. So they're going to be coming off of turns 3 and 4 right now. Let's get it on back over to Barney again and get ready to set these guys free. Let's go. Jaden Sanchez out there in the land of YouTube says, "Good stream. My race is done." Yeah, we saw what happened. Actually, no, we didn't see what happened with you, Jaden. Very unfortunate. That pedigree number 18 was looking pretty good. I'm sorry to hear of the misfortune. Unfortunately, the broadcasting software did not show me what happened with you. And man, again, very sorry to hear it. All right, but yeah, green flag back out. Brandon Moore is able to jump on that loud pedal. Here comes the 14 of Sam Archibald up on the tear. 23 of Brian Hunt sitting P3. Actually now, yeah, P3, Vernon Markheim, P4, and Caleb Shelton back to P5. So that bottom line seemed like it might have gone, maybe caught that 73 sleeping just a little bit. I'm really surprised. You know, I see most cars, you know, behind this 47 of Brandon Moore, and none of them are really wrapping the bottom. They're all kind of staying one groove up, except for Brandon. Everybody else kind of that second groove up off the bottom. 14 is going to get passed by Vernon Markheim, and looks like here comes Brian Hunt as well. 14 is going to go ahead and drift up. Maybe just not quite in the rhythm of where he needs to be getting into the corner, because he's kind of washing up the track just a little bit and then trying to steer it back down as we got a battle for the lead. Not much of a battle. Brandon just kind of pulling over to let him go. And let's see how that pass happened. 33 just going to go ahead and pull on in. Really just send it into the corner. 47, not much he could do about it. 33 kind of pushing him up track a little. 47 back down on the throttle. And that is the pass for the lead. Let's go bring it back live. So now, when we talked to Brandon earlier, he was talking about, you know, not pushing the car, you know, make sure that it's there on the long run. We'll have to see if the 33 was maybe listening to the stream or what, or does he just have that fast of a car? I believe earlier when we looked at the practice times, it wasn't Vernon Markheim on the top. Let's go ahead and actually show those right quick. Nope, it was Brandon Moore and then Caleb Shelton. So it was Brandon Moore fastest in practice. We'll go ahead and hide that. And yeah, Brian Hunt again, P number 3, and that number 23 Toyota TRD machine. Right now it's an all Chevy bow tie, top 2. Brian Hunt and his Toyota. Then we got a couple blue ovals for Sean Judson and Samuel Archibald to round out the top 5. But so far, the biggest mover is actually a little bit further in the back. Look, it is driver 95 himself, Aaron Bradford, up 10 spots so far. Cameron Smith up 2, although he had to start in the rear with the gear. So that caution was a big saving grace for that number 9 all over the back end of that 48. And it's going to be a good battle for this little bit of a hornet's nest back here as these guys continue to duel it out. Looks like we might have a little bit of a battle again for the lead. Let's take a look. Nope, it was actually a battle for second. Brandon Moore giving up the ghost as Brian Hunt gets on by. Now we got the 19 machine on the outside of the 47. Something's going on with Brandon Moore. Actually, I just figured out exactly what it was. Top 3 cars all pit on lap 46, where Brandon Moore, Sam Archibald, and Caleb Shelton, they all stayed out. So they're hoping for a long green flag run to have that extra set of tires in the pit, or get a late caution where they don't have tires and he's got them and can try to rip through the field. So the 47 playing a little bit of strategy, again, right along with Sam Archibald and Caleb Shelton in that 73. .33 of Vernon Markheim starting to pull away. Now 1.2 seconds over Sean Judson. And this battle all right here is for, I mean, this is like 2nd through 8th. And they are all within, just a few tenths of each other. 23-47. Before we know it, they're going to be side by side. The 9 of Cameron Smith continuing to charge his way on up through the field. I think he's got a lot to prove after being very, very fast in practice. Again, I believe he was right around P4 in practice. Oh, 23 of Brian Hunt losing it under throttle, pounding the inside wall, and that is going to cause a lot of damage to his machine. A little bit further back here, let's see if we can take it back with him. Show you exactly where he got loose and how hard he absolutely pounded that wall. All right, let's go ahead and flip it around and play it out from here. Up and off the corner. Yep, just see you see the throttle rear end step out a little bit, cross the start stripe, holding it down so he doesn't cause any kind of issue with anybody else trying to get back in the throttle. But yeah, 23 just a little loose, and the last time he pit was on lap 46. So it might have just been pushing the tires a little too hard, a little too early, and yeah, that was the result. But then again, I'm driving a microphone, he's driving this Toyota. So there we go. Bring it back live. Definitely want to say hello to everybody that's out there that just joined. Definitely appreciate it. I am Repeat, and this is the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series live from Dover Motor Speedway. Miles the Monster has been pretty tame so far this afternoon, and we've had just 2 short cautions in the first 67 laps. The second one was right around lap 46. And they have been clean and green ever since. The 9, Cameron Smith, now sitting P number 3, up 8 spots from qualifying, but had to start, like I just mentioned, in the rear for the start of this race due to a penalty off of last week's race. And he is absolutely running down the top 2, and it doesn't really look like he's pushing much. In the corner, really doing his best to hold it down. We've got a battle for the lead. W Machine trying to pull underneath the 33 of Vernon Markheim. Maybe try to back up the corner a little bit, get back in the throttle a little bit sooner, but it looks like he is just stuck in the dirty air of that double 3 up and off the corner, across the start stripe, working lap 70. 130 laps remain here from Dover Motor Speedway. The 9 absolutely stalking these guys. Again, up 8 spots from where he qualified, but overall, he's up 17 spots because he had to start in the rear. So Cameron Smith, again, proving that he can really get that Napa know-how machine up and into contention week in and week out. Definitely feel for this driver. He's had some issues in the past, but man, he kind of shakes it off and moves on to the next race and lets his performance speak for itself. We tried a little bit of a crank it up session earlier until that caution came out. Let's try it one more time, this time with driver 9. Again, up 8 spots. Let's go. All right, there are a few laps around Dover Motor Speedway. Again, this 1 mile concrete jungle, deep in deep in Delaware, just on the outside of Dover Air Force Base and Dover Downs, the famed horse race track that this place was built around. Coming to complete lap number 77, starting lap 78. Vernon Markheim now up with a 1.2 second lead over the guy we see behind him. That's going to be Sean Judson. And Sean kind of falling back with his number 19 Blue Oval W's machine. And, again, 1.3 seconds now. 1.8 back to Cameron Smith. Aaron Bradford's a good 4 seconds back, right along with the 47 of Brandon Moore. Brandon led a bunch of laps early, right along with the 73 of Caleb Shelton. But since that restart, where these guys, our top three, came down, took fresh rubber, they have progressed through the field, while the old top three kind of falling back through the field. Again, it's going to be Brandon Moore, Caleb Shelton, and Samuel Archibald. The last time they pit was on lap 30. Everybody else in front of and behind them, came in on lap 46. So. Again, Brandon Moore, a little bit of a battle going on here as he's looking to the inside of that number 95 Wrangler machine. He's going to be able to take that spot back. So this might be where the long run speed of the 47 kind of starts to take over, because the 95 did come on down pit road. He got four brand new tires, and the 47 also. I think it was him. He said he thought that he might have. No, it was actually it wasn't him. It was, I think it was there's a 28 that said he had about 10 seconds worth of damage down his right side. Again, big welcome to everybody that's out there in chat, whether it's on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, or the iRock TV app on your favorite Roku device. If you've got a Roku TV, or if you've got a Roku streaming device, go on over to the streamer section and look up iRock TV. It's a 100% free app, all broadcasts on there, whether it's a club, community, league, or POV or podcast or whatever, all broadcast in 4K, and again, absolutely free. You can watch streamers like the one and only Rick James, Atlanta Racing. You can watch OSR Network. You can watch so many great streamers. And I feel absolutely lucky enough to be able to be part of this. Sandy, thank you very much for the 15 bits, bud. Definitely appreciate you. And yeah, man, thank you very much. Saying great race so far out there from Twitch. Well, Sandy, I definitely appreciate you, man. 85 of 200, 115 laps to go. Brandon's trying to pull his way on back up, but Vernon Markheim up in this 33. We were talking about the gaps earlier. Now 2.2 seconds up. It looks like everybody from about 15th on back, if I'm not mistaken, is at least one lap or more down. We'll go ahead and bring up your scoring pylon one more time so you can kind of keep an easier track of what's going on. And yeah, the 8 of Johns, 2 laps down. Brian, 2 laps down. Then we've got 3 cars out, while the 13 of Head is still down pit road. So it's not gonna be long, considering these guys are making full revolutions around this 1 mile concrete track in about 25 seconds, give or take. The blistering laps in the 23s. Vernon Markheim's best lap tonight is a 23:34. 22:41 for Sean Judson, 23:13 for Cameron Smith. The only guys that have been able to get down into the 22s is going to be the 73 of Caleb Shelton, and I believe I saw one more a little bit ago. I'm pretty sure the 47 was 23:08. Either that or that was when I had to reset the tool because it was showing the scoring pylon wrong. So that could be my bad. But, yeah. So far, 73 holding the fastest lap of the race so far. 42, again, has gone he is now the first car 1 lap down. So if we should happen to get a caution as we're getting closer and closer to that century mark as far as laps go, working lap 89 of 200, if we should have a caution, right now Carver in the 42 that you see right there behind the leader, he would be the recipient of that lucky dog. Cameron Smith a little bit further back in this number 9. The man has been on a tear, trying to pick him up and lay him down. Up 8 spots from where he qualified. But again, I know I sound like a broken record. He had to start in the rear with the gear due to a penalty from last week's race. So the 9 truly up 17 spots. So huge gains by this number 9. Brandon Moore, who led earlier, right now sitting P4. Aaron Bradford in this number 95. He is up 15 spots. He is the biggest mover of the race so far after pitting on lap 46. Caleb Shelton right behind, the fastest man in Dover this evening. And he's sitting P6, down 5 spots. James Sellner a little bit further back here in this number 43, sitting P7, up 6 spots. How about Sam Archibald back here in this number 14? Had a little bit of an issue earlier when he got into another driver, but as you see one car go down pit road, that is actually his first gain spot of the night. Actually just picked up 2 by a couple of guys going down pit road. It's going to be Brandon Moore and James Sellner. Since they did not pit on lap 46, they've got to come on down, grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, fill it up with that Sunoco E15 fuel, and come on back out. Very nice looking GNR Guns and Roses on the side for this 43. Got to back up in the stall, kind of slid past a little bit. It's interesting, these next gen Cup cars, they've got bigger brakes than any cars in NASCAR history, but they are harder to stop. Go figure. So you see the left sides go down. He's going to try to get it up to 55 miles per hour, which is pit road speed here. Get back out on track and see what kind of time he can make up on those that pit on lap 46. This is your leader. He did come on down on lap 46 right along with Sean Judson, Cameron Smith, Aaron Bradford, Brian Hunt Jr., and Philip Bridgman. Caleb Shelton, Sam Archibald, Josh Small, Kevin Roy, and others also going down pit road now. There is Mr. Smalls, the one that we spoke with a little bit ago. His left side dropped. He's coming on out to rejoin the race. That handed, that's still going to be interesting to see now. The 33, he knows other drivers are going down pit road. He cannot give up the track position that he's got. He also knows that if this goes green, he may be on the better end, where if they get a late caution and he pit on lap 46, he's going to be down 1 set of tires compared to those that are pitting just now. So strategy is going to work out in a couple of different ways. Again, here is Sean Judson back here in this Dubbies number 19 Ford Mustang GT. Cameron Smith in his number 9 Napa machine. Aaron Bradford and Brian Hunt. Everybody that last pit on lap 46 staying out to hopefully grab a caution and come up behind them all one more time or see if this thing goes green. Working lap 98 now, just about halfway in the 200 lapper. Again, here from Dover Motor Speedway. This is the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series. The first race in the playoff chase, I guess you could say, for these guys. 20 guys started the race tonight. And we go to Watkins Glen for, I believe, 30 or 31 laps next week for race number 2. In fact, you know what? I'll go ahead and pull up your schedule, show you what these guys have coming up. So, again, Dover, Watkins Glen, and then they're going to the miniature version of this track here. They're going to Bristol Motor Speedway out in Bristol, Tennessee. Thunder Valley, the last great Coliseum. It's Bristol, baby. There you go. Aaron Bradford back here in this 95. Again, sitting P4. Now up 16 spots. Continuing to move his way through the field, just like Cameron Smith in that number 9. This is for onboard with the 95. Here's onboard with the 9. The 19 of Sean Judson, way up on the wheel there. And then, of course, Vernon Markheim going into turn 4 underneath the Ally Bridge. And you can see one car right in front of him as he's kind of washing up just a little bit. And that's just going to be because of older tires. The car that just pretty much shot around him out there on 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, and that is the difference in new tires versus old tires. Again, he came down on lap 46, so you're talking 56 laps now on those tires. Huge difference. With all these cars going down pit road, as you can see, most of the field has been lapped. The first car 1 lap down is going to be the 47 or more that showed a whole lot of strength earlier. Right now, sitting 6th, 1 lap down. Caleb Shelton, that led the first 20 to 25 laps, sitting P7. So they're just waiting now for Markheim, Judson, Smith, Bradford, and Hunt to come on down pit road, so they can see exactly what they've got under them here in the long run. Here is that 73 Pepsi machine for Caleb Shelton. Again, sitting P number 7. As you can see, they're on the scoring pylon. Only the 47 or more ahead of him, and those 2 are the only cars 1 lap down. Everybody else from the 43 of Selner on back, 2 or more laps down. So between the 73, the 47, and the 33, they've been putting on a killer pace that has trapped a lot of cars 1 or more laps down. It's going to be an interesting fight all the way to the end. Working lap 107 of 293 laps to go here from Dover. And these guys absolutely out here getting it. See Brandon Moore in that 47 getting up and underneath the 55 of James Bryan. Now Bryan back behind the 47. If we catch up with his nose cam, you'll be able to see just how much those new tires on the 47 meant. And you also see the 19W machine. He's going to come on down pit road. So Vernon Markheim, our leader, also on pit road. Aaron Bradford just now pulling into his pit stall, not sliding the nose. Going to go ahead and get up, get the right side tires up. Four brand new Eagle Feel Goods going on this Wrangler machine, and more. Sean Judson just now coming on down pit road, also to the attention of his pit crew. We saw him kind of pulling down into turn number 3. Well, this is him on pit road at pit road speed of a very, very slow 55 miles per hour. With all that being said and done, the 9 of Cameron Smith up 10 spots to be tied for the most positions gained, but not truly. Again, now up a full 20 positions since the start of the race. Brian Hunt a little bit further back, sitting P2, but the 9 will be credited with leading this lap. And again, you can't say enough about this guy fighting through any obstacle that is thrown at him to still come on up, lead laps, and show that he's got the Napa know-how to be competitive every single week. Brian Hunt now on pit road. That's going to put Brandon Moore back on the lead lap and up to P number 2. Caleb Shelton P3. And I just mentioned Brian Hunt on pit road. Well, there he is. So he's giving up P number 4. That should give an opportunity to the 43 of Selner, Markheim, Archibald, Hunsaker, Roy, Small, Judson, and Moore to try to work their way back on the lead lap. We'll have to see just how much that actually happens. 9 on pit road now. Right side's going to go ahead and pop up. There you see it. So he's going to go ahead and grab, again, 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. Brandon Moore back to the lead in this Mountain Dew Amp 47 Camaro. Caleb Shelton, the other guy that was fastest right along with him earlier in the race, sitting P2. James Selner, 3rd. Waiting to see exactly how many cars able to grab their lap back. And it looks like so far just back to P7. And we're talking about the 12 of Kevin Roy in his rider machine. All right, let's get back into the sights and sounds and kind of reintroduce you one more time to everybody that's out here. Starting off with our leader, and let's go ahead and switch up the cameras. We've got a real good long green flag field, green flag run here at Dover again with the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series. Every Saturday night, these guys take to the track. Tonight, Dover. Next week's going to be the Watkins Glen, and then the following week will be short track racing from Bristol. But yeah, let's go ahead and reintroduce you to everybody. From Johnson City, Tennessee, talking about the one and only Brandon Moore. Been bad fast all night long. Caleb Shelton back here in the number 73 from Greenfield, Indiana. Brandon Moore up 1 spot. Caleb Shelton down 1 spot, as those two, again, were your top 2 qualifiers. Vernon Markheim, a little bit further back from Greenwood, Indiana, also in this number 33. He has led a ton of laps as well after starting P4. James Selner up 9 spots in this GNR. That Guns N' Roses, number 43 from Peoria, Illinois, up 9 again to P number 4. Sean Judson back here in this number 19 W machine from Fleetwood. He started P5. Well, guess what? Here he is, rocking P number 5 as well. So he's gained some, he's lost some, but with 81 laps to go, he finds himself right back where he started. Samuel Archibald in this number 14. He's up 2 spots after starting 8th. So again, running right now P number 6 in his 14 blue oval, and that number 19 all over his back end. A little bit of a shot. The 9's got the new tires, and man, he's just got to go. Kevin Roy back here in this number 12 from Placetown, New Hampshire in his Toyota. He started P14. He's up 7 spots, so right now rocking 7th. Behind him, Josh Small in this number 28 Eagle One machine from Beverly, West Virginia, up 2 spots to P8. How about right behind him, though? Philip Bridgman, I believe the lone Canadian in the field tonight. Right now running P9, again, right where he started in this Aerokinetics. Ontario, Canada, Niagara Quick Dry Chevy Camaro. Almost said Silverado. Matthew Hunsaker back here in this number 37 Hooters machine. He's down 3 spots after starting 7th. So right now holding on to a P10 spot. James Bryan right behind him in this number 55 Censored machine. I don't know what all that's about. From Ball Ground, Georgia, in his Toyota. And it looks like the 95 is going to go ahead and he is able to get on underneath him from Frankfort, Kentucky. That Wrangler machine just really whipped right on through. So then we'll get back to the 23 of Brian Hunt Jr. from Toms River, New Jersey. Earnhardt Mind after 3 bumps. See ya. up to, or back, I should say, to P13, down 1 spot since this all started. Duran Carper back here in the 42 Mountain Dew machine, and he's up 5 spots from Perryton, sitting P14. Looks like Sam Archibald just went down pit road. Cameron Smith in this number 9. Again, he's back in 15th, so might have had a little bit of an issue on pit road because he was absolutely on a tear. Now finds himself 2 laps down. Wow, okay. Richard Johns in his Alsco number 8 from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Hunter Head in the 13. He is right now rocking 17th after starting 18th, so he's up 1 spot in his blue oval. Jaden Sanchez, he was out there in chat earlier, said, good stream, my race is done. Very unfortunate for Jaden. He had to bring it on back to the garage. Same thing with Randy Coaching and the 45 of Austin Moore from Waxahachie, Texas. He says, OU sucks. Hook 'em. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and bring it on back to your leader. That is going to be the 47 of Brandon Moore. So that is all the way through the field. This 20-car stacked field for the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series. Again, live every single Saturday night. This race here starts the second half of their season. So this is playoff race number 1 from Dover. Next week, again, the Glen, and then Bristol Motor Speedway. Just the shorter version of Dover Motor Speedway in Delaware. So that was all the way through the field. Caleb Shelton right behind the 48 machine. 48 is now, I believe, the first car. 48 is now actually the second car, 1 lap down. Small in this 28 running P7. As you can see there on the scoring pylon, he is the first car, 1 lap down. So there's a whole lot of racing yet to go. Definitely want to thank everybody that just joined, whether you're out there on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, or iRock TV through your Roku device. Welcome aboard. I am Repeat, and again, this is the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series. They've been after it all night long. 2 short cautions. I believe the last caution came out right about lap number 50, give or take. They've been all clean and green for the most part. 70 laps to go. As you can see, they're on that track map on the bottom right-hand side. Surrounding that iRock TV symbol for your Roku service. And again, don't forget that iRock TV is free. It's not a paid app. You can go right on over right now, and you'll be able to find this race streaming live on iRock. Again, if you've got that one of the 4K devices, you're streaming pretty right now. It's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. I'm working on triples for my own setup. I'm thinking about getting one more 32-inch curved screen 4K monitor for my Roku device. That way I'm able to watch these races as well as all the other broadcasts that are put on by all the different clubs and communities and POVs and podcasts and all that week in and week out. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Brian Hunt right in the mix right here, sitting P number 8. Second car, 1 lap down behind the 95 now of Bradford. As the 95 machine, he's been put a lap down. So that 47, he had to pit later. And some of the guys that had to come on down for tires a little bit ago, they're going to go ahead and get their lap back. But man, it's kind of interesting to see the strength of the 33 leading this race right now. The 47 of Moore, the 73 of Shelton, Judson hanging on there in the 19 right along with the 43. The next car to be lapped would be the 12 of Roy, and he is here he is right now sitting in P6, going underneath the Allied tunnel, holding it up high, wide, and handsome, allowing the leader to go on by. So there you go. That goes to put P6 down, only the top 5 left on the lead lap. These leaders have absolutely been on a tear all night long. A little bit of a side-by-side battle there. 95 are going to be able to make easy work, absolutely throwing it into the corner. The 12, again, up high, just letting the guys on newer tires just fly right on through. Brandon Moore still sitting P2. There is the 73. So here's your battle for P2. 47 just going to go ahead and let him go. Here comes the 13. 13 had the check up huge, which made him kind of get all kinds of squirrely. And he's now going to be under threat from the 37, but that's not for position. 37 of Matthew Hunsaker right now sitting way back in 14th. But, man, he had to check up huge in order not to run over the 47 or more. That could have been very, very bad. Getting closer and closer to three-quarter way through, working lap 141 of 200. So, man, these guys are going to be absolutely wore out when it's all said and done tonight. And then again, we got 31 laps next week from the Glen, which probably my favorite road course going back to console days and since. And, man, I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing exactly how they have to manhandle these cars, how they're able to work the gears, getting in and out of the bus stop, in and out of the carousel, getting it woed up down into turn 1, downshifting into 5 and 6 and 7, trying to get that great shot off of 7 to come across the start stripe carrying max speed. And each and every one of the turns at Watkins Glen absolutely sets up the best possible lap. And we're going to be dealing with rights and lefts, again, for 31 laps from the wine country in New York State. Hopefully, you'll all be out there with me for that one as well. And then don't forget, 2 weeks from tonight, Bristol Motor Speedway. I believe it's another 200 lapper, if I'm not mistaken. But 200 laps, when you're talking about 15 seconds a lap, you're talking 4 laps a minute. That race is going to absolutely fly by and will be the end of the first round of the playoffs. And we'll have to see exactly who moves their way through. I think I got a little bit of information earlier from the admins as far as points go. And if I'm not mistaken, Brandon Moore came into tonight's race with the points lead. So that is the 47. Philip Bridgman, P2. Austin Moore, P3. Caleb Shelton, P4. Josh Small, P5. And Cameron Smith with an honorable mention for P number 6. And, man, the points have just been very, very interesting all season long. So, I mean, from first through 5th, it's just a mere 20 points between each driver, and you can gain that. If the guy that, let's say Brandon Moore, I'm not gonna jinx him. Let's say Brandon Moore has an issue next week at the Glen, and we've got another 20 cars, and he finishes 20th. That's going to automatically give somebody else from the back a huge jump. And then going into Bristol the next week, we're talking about the points getting even closer. So all kinds of great racing yet to come. 20 points separating the top 5. That's just absolutely great. 14, maybe giving a little bit of a shot to the back end of the 33. 14 is a lap down. He doesn't need to be battling the leader that hard. 33 is going to go ahead and move on up just a little bit. Bring it on back down again. There you see the 13 as Sean Judson and Brandon Moore and company going to go ahead and bring them on down pit road. So we've got our next round of green flag pit stops. That means we're probably going to see the 73 as well as others who last pit on lap, what was it, lap 91. So a lot of these guys are gonna have to come on down. I believe they were rocking 60 or 70% fuel this evening, so they're able to go quite a distance. Vernon Markheim kind of blinking out just a little bit, so we'll switch this over. Caleb Shelton, he'll have to come on down pit road very soon. Last time he was on pit road was lap 93. So, the guys that came in on lap 46, they might have pretty much just set up the race for the 47 and for the 73 and a couple others because they're not going to be able to go the distance. The only thing that's going to help them is a caution because they're going to have to pit one more time where everybody else, they'll be able to pit. They're pitting right now. So they're going to have some older tires where the 73 and others, they're going to be just a little bit stronger and going to try to push their way through the field. We'll have to see. Strategy is something that can be played out in many, many different ways, depending on what happens with the yellow flag. Battle between the 95 and company. It's going to be Aaron Bradford. Looks like the 19 with those 4 brand new Eagle Field Goods. He's going to be able to work his way on by. Markheim still out there on track. Kevin Roy, he's going to bring his number 12 Rider Machine down pit road. Roy was the last car on the lead lap. I take that back. He is now going to go ahead and join Hunt, Bradford, Roy, Moore, Judson, Hunsaker, and more to join the one lap or more down party. Only Markheim and Caleb Shelton right now, as Shelton actually locks up that 73 to come on down pit road. He might have had to adjust his strategy just a little bit, but we'll have to see if Vernon Markheim, your current leader, he last pit on lap 108. Can he? No, caution's out. Caution is out with 45 laps to go. Looks like Jerron Carver is going to be a person of interest a little bit further in the back. So let's switch this up, find out exactly what happened, and we'll see who we get a chance to chat with. See the 42 down in the grass. Let's go. So 42 coming up off pit road. Did he just give it too much gas and loop it? What happens? Oh, hold on to it. Hits the outside wall, flips over, slides down this self-cleaning track to 33 degrees of banking, and man, that's unfortunate. Pace car comes on out to collect the 42 amp machine, and this is going to rack and stack the entire field. Let's watch that one more time. The way he flipped over, really weird. Just going up the banking. Yeah, rolled it right there. And sliding all the way down on its lid. Unable to keep the shiny side up. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so there is the 33 coming down pit road. So this is going to put a few people back into play. But I believe right now, Judson, Hunsaker, Selner, Roy, they may be able to take the free pass depending on when they last came down pit road. But Vernon Markheim is currently being scored as your leader as he exits pit road. And just as I say that, Brian Hunt, as he went screaming on by, is actually now showing to be the leader. So Brian Hunt last pit on lap 111. So he's more than likely he's going to have to come on down pit road. He might have stayed out just to lead a lap. Let's see what he does here as the 33 goes on by. 23 going to come down pit road, maybe just down on the apron, maybe trying to save a little bit. Let's see. Nope, he's going to go ahead and hit that commitment cone and bring that Toyota down pit road. So Vernon Markheim, he will in fact be your leader. Let's see if we can try to find him. I don't believe I saw him earlier. If we can't get a hold of him, maybe we'll try Aaron Bradford. If we can see him. Yep, there he is. He's down in J&S Motorsports. Actually, he came down pit road also. But he might have a little bit more time to chat. Let's see if we can't check in with driver 95 as he's getting ready to come back up on the track. Aaron, it's Repeat up in the booth, bud. You got a copy in that beautiful number 95 Wrangler Camaro. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, man?
Man, I am all right. You're sitting P5. You're up 15 spots in this Wrangler machine. We're gonna have 40 laps, give or take, when we take the green. Everybody's all racked and stacked back up. You got 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, and you can go the distance, I'm sure, now on fuel. How you feel about your chances on the W? If not a W, at least a podium, sir.
I'm feeling pretty good. If if I can just keep it out of the wall and keep everything together, and it should be good.
See you moving on up. I imagine that means that you are the first car 1 lap down. So this is you getting your lap back, yes?
Just tell me catch the pace car.
Oh, catch the pace car. Gotcha. I wasn't quite sure. So from Frankfort, Kentucky. I don't want to short you here. Okay, yeah, the lights atop the pace car are out. I see you going down the backstretch. I'll get you back down to J and S, right? Yeah, J&S Motorsports. I'll get you back down there, man. Good luck. You know I'm a big fan of that scheme. Go get him, sir.
Appreciate it, man.
You absolutely got it. So we'll get Aaron Bradford back down to J&S right now. He's up on that high line, so he should be able to carry just a little bit more momentum. Let's see what he can do with it. He's going to start to the outside of the 33. And, man, what an interesting race this is turning out to be. Let's go ahead and bring it on back to Barney. Green flag's up. Let's go. So Bradford actually now showing to be P5, first car 1 lap down. So the only way he's going to have any kind of a shot at this is if we have a caution. So, yeah, me asking him if he thinks he's got a shot, it's really going to depend on other people making a mistake. Going into the corner there, you see the 9 trying to go on the attack. The 9 has been fast all night long. Again, that's going to be Smith, but he is now 3 laps down. Let's go ahead and clear that. Let's go ahead and get you back up to your leader. Again, the 33 of Markheim. He's got a good, half a second lead over the 23 of Brian Hunt right here. And then Caleb Shelton in that 73. That caution absolutely saved the 47 and the 73 47 now showing just a little over 4 seconds back. Shelton 2 seconds back. Hunt, though, absolutely on the hunt, sitting P number 2. This is from the nose camera of that Toyota. You see the 14 going to go ahead and throw it in. Got to check up. Don't want to wash up into the leader. They're going to maybe go side by side. Looks like the 23 going to get a good run up and off the corner, all over the back bumper of Markheim, sending it off into turns 1 and 2, off of 2, down the backstretch. Will Brian Hunt be able to apply enough of pressure to maybe rattle the driver of this 33 GTR Camaro? I don't know, but I tell you what, he's all there. Looks like he might have a little bit of an issue in the back so far with Archibald. So far, though, no caution. We're staying green, working lap 165 of 200, so 45 laps remaining. Going to keep it right here for a little bit in case we happen to see that lead change. 23 still pushing it. Does he come up? Ooh, man, I don't know if that was a self-clear or the 33 checking up just a little bit so that both of these guys weren't wiped out. Race Lovers 882 says, can't believe the 42 spun coming out of the pits. Yeah, very, very unfortunate. .33 going to throw it back down low one more time. Had to check up. Had to get out of it. Maybe even drag the brake a little bit so he didn't get into the inside of the 23. Race Lover again says, love to see how it affects all the lap down cars. Yeah, absolutely. You had some cars that were able to take the wave around and then, to get at least one lap back. Meanwhile, others were still trapped a lap down because of the timing of the caution. But these two, I think they are going to put on one hell of a battle for the finish, getting closer and closer to 30 to go. In case you just joined and you're not quite sure what Race Lover 882 is talking about spinning and coming out of the pits, I mentioned that he was on his hood. As soon as these guys have a little bit of a lull in action, I'll bring it back to that issue with the 42 of Jerron Carver. But so far, this battle for the lead really heating up. 33 trying to keep that momentum on the outside. 23 checking up way down low. And man, these guys are dueling it out back and forth. But while we got a second, let's check in with that wreck from Jerron Carver right now. So here he is leaving pit road, and let's see, there he is trying to get up to speed, catches just a little bit of the grass, goes up the track, flips it over, and slides down Dover Motor Speedway. Dover is known as a self-cleaning track because of the banking, and that is what brought out the caution. There you see the pace car coming out to collect the field. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. So right back at it, 23 underneath the 33. 33 going to do his best to keep the 23 of Hunt pinched down. That way Brian is unable to get into throttle right when he wants. 33, no choice. 23 hard on a throttle, up and off the corner, clears the 33 to retake the lead. Working lap 172 inside, 30 laps remaining from Dover. Again, I am Repeat, and this has been the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series. This is the first race of their playoffs here in season number 3. And man, this has been a show. We've seen the 73 up front leading. We've seen the 47 up front leading. Now the 23. We've seen the 33 put on some pretty blistering speeds as well. If these guys don't burn up their stuff or wreck before it's all said and done, this could be a great finish between Brian Hunt and Vernon Markheim. Caleb Shelton back here in this number 73. If we look from his nose cam, he can see these guys. He can see everything that's going on. He can see the swapping of positions. He can see the close calls between the front and rear bumpers of these cars. He's hoping maybe that these guys get together and they bring out one more caution, rack and stack them up, and that might just be his thing. Remember, the 73, I believe he's got one more set of tires in the pits. He'll be able to come on down pit road, and if you remember, or if you were here in the beginning of the race, the 73 for the first 25 laps was just placing blistering speeds, blistering qualifying laps over and over and over until the 47 of Brandon Moore was able to reel him in because he wore out his stuff, but it took him 20 plus laps to do that. So the 73 knows that he's got a good 25 laps to where he can go as hard as he wants on 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods that could play right into his wheelhouse. Talking about Brandon Moore, he is the last car on the lead lap, sitting P4. So Hunt, Markheim, Shelton, and Moore. If we do get a caution, the 19 of Judson would go ahead and grab the free pass as long as the caution didn't involve him. But if we look ahead from driver 47, we'll see that he's got a lot of ground to make up. You can see they're on the scoring pylon, 5.7 seconds back behind the leader of Brian Hunt and Markheim and Shelton. So it's gonna be an interesting battle. I don't think he can get there, but that's not going to stop the 47 from absolutely trying and taking advantage of any issue that may have throughout the rest of this race. Don't forget, if they should have a caution, just the 19 would get his lap back. That would put only 5 cars on the lead lap. How would you like to start with 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods with 20 laps, give or take, if a caution should fly, and be able to rip your way through the field, just like we were talking about with the 73. Brian Hunt now able to clear the 33 of Vernon Markheim by a good half a second, 1.1 back to the 73 of Shelton, and we were just talking about Moore back there now over 5+ seconds back. When this is all said and done, don't forget we will have our top 3 live in the booth. If they finish as they're running right now with 20 to go, it will be Brian Hunt, Vernon Markheim, and Caleb Shelton. The battle for 1 lap down. Let's go back with the 19 of Judson. He qualified P5, now sitting P5. Here he is. You see the 9 right behind him, but the 9 is multiple laps down. That's Cameron Smith. At one point, Cameron was leading this race, but something must have happened getting on to pit road, getting off pit road, maybe speeding on pit road. Not 100% sure, but he was definitely showing a lot of speed. At one point was the biggest mover, up 20 positions after having to start in the back or in the rear with the gear, so the saying says. And he battled his way to go all the way through and lead a lap. Right now, the 9 is sitting P12. And again, the battle for the first car 1 lap down is the 19 of Judson. Aaron Bradford in that number 95 is just a little bit behind him. There he is, right behind the number 9. He's got 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods on his Wrangler machine, but I don't know exactly how well those tires are treating. I'm sure he's been trying to push to work his way through the field. Here comes the 47. That is P4 trying to work his way on up and by. I'm sure the 95 will get up and get out of his way and let the lead lap car go, if the 95 is holding him up, that is. If we jump on board with Brian Huntley, and we take a gander looking back from his gearbox, you can see the new second place car. You see the blue, red, and white Pepsi colors just kind of peeking through. So Caleb Shelton showing a little bit of strength here in the late run. Did he learn something from the 47 of Moore earlier in the race, where he's got to save a little bit for the long run? A little bit of contact between those two. And that's going to be no bueno. Might have caused a little bit of damage to the side of the 73. There's the 33. Let's see if we can't catch a sneak peek at the right hand side of the 73 when he's not up on the straightaway. Let's take a look at that right front. Oh, it's not too bad. No big deal there. Right rear, he's all good. No big deal. but he can still see the leader. Just had to reset after that little bit of contact, and he's just got to try to run him down. Whoa! Caution's out. Caution is going to fly for the 4th time this evening, and it looks like Samuel Archibald, a little bit further in the back, is going to be the one to bring out this caution. So let's switch up cams, go back and find out what happened there, and we should be taking the green with just about 10 laps to go. Let's find out what happened with Sam. All right, so here is that 14. He's underneath. Oh, it's going to get down on that apron, get a little loose. Back end's going to slide out. Whips it all the way around. I don't believe he collected anybody else. Nope, everybody else able to part him like the Red Seas. But 14 going, round and round and bringing out the yellow. All right, so let's go ahead and bring it back live. And actually went ahead and towed it, too. That's kind of surprising. This is what I was talking about earlier. The 73 on new tires was bad fast on the short run. This is where the 47 had to run him down. Can he do it again? Can he stay up there? 33 right behind him. I'm sure the 47 of Brandon Moore. Yep, here he is on pit road as well. This is just going to be an all-out battle of raw speed to knock out these final 10 laps, final 9 laps, give or take. And man, this is going to be a dogfight. I cannot wait for this to play out. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. So I believe the 19 of Judson, he's going to be able to go ahead and grab his lap back. And that's going to put the top 5 back on the lead lap. If we should get another caution, the 95 of Bradford would go ahead and get... No, actually, those guys are going to go ahead and take the wave around. So we will have more than 5 cars on the lead lap. Bradford, Sellner, and Roy will all be back on the lead lap. That's going to leave the 37 of Huntsaker down as the first car 1 lap down. So Brian Huntley, he's going to go ahead and bring him up and off of pit road. I know I can get a hold of Mr. Huntley, no questions asked. Let's see if we can't pull him up right now. He's down in HM Esports, and we'll go ahead and pull him up right now. Brian Hunt, it's a repeat up in the booth, but you got a copy in that Dr. Pepper Cream Soda Toyota TRD Camry. How you feeling tonight, sir?
Well, feeling all right. Thank God you let me finish what I had to say before I got pulled up. But as I was saying, that's not what I wanted to see. I mean, I've been hanging out the whole race. A little ups and downs, little loose conditions with this Toyota. Hopefully we can keep her here. I can't really say that. Me and the 33, I'm sure, has been putting a show on for you with tough side by side and all that. But we got Brandon Moore behind us, and you know how well that can go.
Yeah, Caleb Shelton was on a tear in the beginning of this race. He flat flew for the first 25 laps until Brandon Moore was able to track him down and go for the pass. So this restart is going to be all about raw speed. It's going to be less than 10 to go. Can to keep the 33, the 73, and the 47 at bay, and possibly bring this 23 home for a W.
That's going to be our hopes to advance to round 2 of the playoffs, that's for sure. Haven't got a win all season yet, just a lot of consistency. So Dover's my hometown, obviously being from Jersey.
Yep.
So the closest thing that
Yep.
closest thing we got. So always swallowing cars up, but I'll try to bring her home and advance to round 2. We'll see how this goes, and yeah.
All right, well, but you got Anthony Mascoro out there in Facebook saying, "Let's go, Brian." So you got a little bit of a cheering. You got a little bit of a cheering section out there, and man, I definitely pull for you as well. Keep the shiny side up, and maybe we'll be talking to you for a nice podium position now that we're back to about 7 cars on the lead lap. See the lights atop the pace car are out. I'll get you back. Go get them, sir.
Thank you. All right, Anthony. Thanks for the cheer.
All right, so man, it's gonna be a great restart. Going down the backstretch, he was able to hold him off. I believe the last time Brian Hunt had pitted was on lap 130, 30 something, if I'm not mistaken. But right now, everybody all around him on the same exact equipment. So it's all about how well you get into the corner, how well you can execute off the corner, how early you can get back in the throttle. There's no issues with tires here. From here on out, it is just full balls to the walls. Go for it. So they're going to come to the attention of Barney. Let's go ahead and clear the driver information. Green flag's out. Will that be the last caution? Let's go. $33 up high, 23 trying to hold it down low. Here comes the 47 and 73. 23 is going to be able to clear Markheim up and off the corner. 8 laps to go. Just rocking all the way around this 1 mile concrete track, also known as Dover Motor Speedway. Only four cautions on the night. 23 makes a little bit of contact with the wall, trying to get a good entrance into the corner. 33 a little loose. That's going to make the 73 check up just a little bit and also get a little squirrely. That's going to bring the 47 of Brandon Moore back into play. 23 able to secure that bottom line. 3 different grooves, but look at this 33 Hunt. Going to try to get back on the throttle, get back underneath the 23. Will Brian cut him off? Yeah, Brian's going to pull him on down, and they're going to both, 23 cautions out. Oh, 19 at the last second comes on up and collects the 23. That was hard racing right there, and unfortunately 23 not able to make that work. Let's go ahead and watch that again from Brian Huntley's chase cam. Let's rewind that because you can already see how that's going to work. They were close as it was. Let's go ahead and play it out. Yep, that's man. 33 just hard racing, and the 19 just comes on up and cleans the 23's clock. Just flat T-bones him. Well, Anthony Mascoro, very unfortunate for the 23, but he'll have another shot. He wasn't lapped, so unless he's got a whole lot of damage, which he might because of the way that the car is tracking, he might have to bring it on down pit road. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so Caleb Shelton now in the 73 leading. We talked about him. He's bad fast in the initial run. We're going to come down to 3 to go. So green, white, checker. 73, the first 25 laps was just flat out. There you see the 95 getting his lap back. Sean Judson, James Selner, and Kevin Roy all going on down pit road. That's 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So they're going to come out with, if they had a set of tires left, which I don't think they did, they're going to come out with 4 brand new Eagles and going to have one hell of a battle on the 73. Again, unfortunately, Caleb Shelton not available to chat. Otherwise, we would have definitely brought him up earlier. Man, I'd love to pick his brain right now, and that could be why he makes himself not available. He just wants to be, able to concentrate on the race and do everything that he can right. That way, he's got the best shot at a restart, best shot at working his way through the gears, and then come on up. Oh, let's see, what do we got? I don't see Sean Judson as being available either. We spoke with Brandon Moore. James Selner. James Selner is back there. Let me see the pace car. All right, lights atop the pace car are still out, are still on. So let's see if we can't pull James Selner up right quick from TSK Motorsports and see what he's thinking. Mr. Selner, 3 feet up in the booth, but you got a copy in that machine. You ready to roll here?
Yes, sir. Let's see what we can do and talk to you at the end of this thing, huh?
Oh man, I tell you, it's been an interesting fight all night long. But right now, you find yourself in P4, up 9 spots in that beautiful 43 Camaro. Man, I've been a big fan of GNR Guns N' Roses my entire life. I'd love to see you get a good finish. The 73 and the 47 have been very, very strong all night long. They've been able to show what they've got on the short run. Can you mat it and get up there?
We hope so, and if not, we gotta take them to the jungle, right?
Hey, there we go. All right, take it. I like it. I like it, man. All right, I'll get you back. You were in
DSK with my boys. DSK.
T
Tango.
TSK.
Yeah.
That's right. With Carver and Terry. All right, I'll get you
Yes,
back
sir.
down there right now, man. Keep that beautiful paint scheme for me, will you?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll get him back down to TSK Motorsports right now, right along with his teammates. That way they can plan this all out and get ready to roll. Mark Morton out there says, hey, buddy, hope all's good. Missed you last night. After you finished, want to say hi in the Discord. Well, buddy, definitely appreciate it, Mark. As always, thanks for coming out, hanging out, stopping in, keeping us company. This is going to be one hell of a shootout, sir. 3 laps to go. So green, white checker. Going down the backstretch, what could be for the final time if they stay green. But anxiety levels up, aggression levels are up, elbows are up. This is going to be a phenomenal green-white checker. My palms are absolutely sweaty. My back is sweaty. This has been a fun race. All kinds of action all night long. All right, so we're going to bring it on back to Barney and get ready to set the light on this barn fire one more time. You see the green flag up? Green flag's about to go. Are you ready to go?
Green flag, green flag.
Let's go. So the 73, by virtue of that advantage of being able to be the first one to stop the loud pedal, he is able to get a good 9/10 gap back to Brandon Moore. And we mentioned it, the 73 very, very fast on the short run. White flag lap, 47 of Brandon Moore. I don't think he's going to have enough to get on up there. Looks like it's all going to be all the 73 of Caleb Shelton off turn number 2 down the backstretch for the last time. No caution can save or hinder the 73 up and through 3 and 4, back up out of 4, cross the start stripe. Caleb Shelton wins at Dover. Brandon Moore is going to be bringing home P number 2. Sean Judson in that W machine is going to bring it home P3. And James Sellner, we were just talking to, up 9 spots in his 43 Guns N' Roses machine. He was able to rock out P4, and one hell of a finish for him. Biggest mover for the night, though, the 95 of Aaron Bradford, up 14 spots. One hell of a showing by him. All right, let's go ahead and clear the boards for driver 73. It's all yours, Martin. Man, burn them down. All right, he's going to set it to rest right there on the start stripe, grab his checkered flag, and call it a victory. And he started the race from the lead, finishing the race. And how about Brandon Moore finishing P2, also starting the race and finishing the race right where he started. So those two guys, very, very strong all night long, able to work through a little bit of adversity, a little bit of ill-timed yellow flag. But in the end, Caleb Shelton brings it home victorious here at Dover, able to avoid Miles the Monster all night long. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and pull up your full finishing order, and we will be right back with your top 3. We'll start it off with Sean Judson in that number 19 Ford Mustang GT, move up to the Camaro for Brandon Moore in that 47 Ant Machine, and wrap it up with his fellow Pepsi co-driver, the 73 of Caleb Shelton. Don't nobody go nowhere. We will be right back. I absolutely promise. All right, ladies and gents, we are back, and as you can see, we got the full finishing order up on screen. Caleb Shelton brings home the win. Brandon Moore P2, but we're going to start off tonight with the driver of the 19 W Ford Mustang GT up 2 spots after starting P5. Sean, one hell of a race, man. We saw you a little bit further back. You had to fight through with a couple of ill-timed cautions, but in the end, you're able to bring it home into a nice little podium spot and start off the first round of playoffs with a pretty good position. Walk us through your race, please.
So first decent run we had, I pit right beforehand and managed to stay with the leader there for a while. Then caution kind of got me on the back foot, being 2 laps down, took a wave and then got the lucky dog and needed another caution after that to get back into the mix there with old tires and whatnot, but made it happen somehow.
Yeah, absolutely, making it happen, bringing it home with a podium. So I started to talk a little bit about the points earlier tonight. I believe you were. Let me see, Sean, where you at here?
I'm not in it.
Yeah,
I missed most of the season because
I
I was moving.
I was gonna
so.
say I didn't remember seeing your name, but I just wanted to double check. So if you're not in it for the championship or anything like that, you're basically just collecting points and trophies and maybe putting on a good show for next season when they're going to pick teams, as someone to prove that you can get out there and get it done with some of the best within the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series. Next week we go on over to Watkins Glen and then Bristol after that, which is pretty much just a miniature Dover. How are you feeling about the rest of the tracks in the first round of the playoffs?
I'm pretty solid at Watkins Glen. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss Bristol. It's a pretty good track for me. But yeah, it's for me, the rest of the season's just about putting on a good show, getting my sponsor some good time on there, and hopefully keep going with the podiums.
Well, there you go. That actually takes me right back to it. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you need to get out there? We mentioned W on the side. If you want to get your own promo code or whatever out there, please be my guest, sir.
Yeah, my Team Outlaw Motorsports, Scott, Cole, BJ, AJ, Alex, those guys make me fast and help me with everything I need to do. W, of course, KDC Photography, Jetty Designs, Bearditude Beard Oil, and you guys for doing the broadcast. Thank you.
Absolutely welcome. Thanks for putting on a good show. I'm just lucky enough to be able to talk about these races. Y'all are the ones out there putting on the full show. Thank you very much for all you do.
Have a good night.
You as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring on up P number 2, Brandon Moore. Brandon, we got a chance to talk to you in that 47 amp machine right as the first caution flew. And as the race went on, it looked like you might have been trapped a little bit, but you were able to keep the long run speed that you had in the beginning of the race and made it work for you here at the end. Please walk us through.
Yeah, they got a little off sequence there, and it kind of put us on the downhill slope for a while, and was having to come up with a strategy to kind of put us back there in the mix. And luckily the caution came back out and kind of could put us on even playing field. I made a little bit of mistake on the pit stop. I didn't take any fuel on that one, and it kind of missed the balance of the car up just a little bit. I was hoping leaving a little fuel out of it would loosen it up some more, get some more initial bite, but it just missed the balance up in the car. But overall, it was a good day. Can't complain with a P2 finish. Congratulations to the winner. He drove a good race.
Well, man, you came into tonight leading in the points, if I'm looking at this information right, and it is just a 20-point gap all the way back to about P5. Again, if I'm looking at all that correctly, I don't think I've ever seen a 20-point tie for second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and then 25 points back to Aaron Bradford in the 95 that was actually able to get his lap back with that last caution before the green-white checker. So bringing it home P2 in the first race of the first playoff round, going on to Watkins Glen and then Dover. I'm sorry, and then Bristol, miniature Dover, within the next couple weeks. How you feel about your chances to get back to victory lane?
I feel pretty good about it. I've always enjoyed the road courses. Just one of the things that I'm pretty decent at, so I'm looking forward to that. And always look forward to going the short track, especially Bristol. Home track for me, 30 minutes down the road. So always excited to get back to Bristol. So feel pretty good about both of those. Main thing is just to keep the consistency up. As long as you're consistent, you keep knocking down those top 5 finishes, it's gonna put you there into the Final Four, and that's what it's all about at the end. And then it's an all-out brawl for the championship.
All right, buddy. I gotta say a big thank you. You started P2, finishing P2, podium spot, runner-up for you tonight. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you need to get out, sir?
Yeah, I just want to thank all the competitors for coming out tonight and putting on a good race for everybody. I think everybody did a really good job tonight. Want to thank you for always putting on a fantastic broadcast for the people at home. I know the folks at home really enjoy that, and just want to take this momentum on through the rest of the next couple races and maybe get us a win.
There you go. Well, if you're going to grab that win, of course, I'll be the one to cover it, and I'll be glad to talk to you when, or I'm not even going to say if. I'll just say when that happens, because you're way too fast. Yeah, you're way too fast. I'm not even going to throw an if at you, man. Congratulations, way to keep the shine set up all night long, and keeping out of the danger zone. Congrats.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
You got it. All right, so now we're going to bring on up our winner. Started on a pole, led the first 20 to 25 laps on a tear. Caleb Shelton, I talked about it at the end of the race, how the final 10 laps just absolutely just literally dropped into your wheelhouse. You shown all kinds of great speed in the very beginning of the race, again, leading about the first 25 laps before the 47 was able to track you down and ultimately pass you. But talk us through the last 2 restarts where there were about 12 to go and then 3 to go for a green-white checker. How worried were you about the 33, the 47, and the 19?
Well, I did not know how everyone was on tires for those last few restarts there. So I knew the caution came out like right when I was on pit road. So that was very lucky for me there. But I didn't know who had fresh tires, who didn't. I knew I did. So I was thinking I probably had a pretty decent shot at it there at the end.
Man, you definitely had a little bit more than a shot. You were bad fast. There was a little bit of an issue, I believe, with the caution at about 10 or 12, maybe 15 to go. One of the guys behind you had to check up hard and almost ran you over. And I have no doubt in my mind would have sent you up into the outside wall and then down to the inside wall, since this is very much a self-cleaning track. Who would you feel, if it wasn't the 47 of Brandon Moore, who would you feel was your strongest competition all night long?
Well, I think that Brian Huntley probably had one of the better shots at it as well.
Yeah.
Along with Brandon and myself, he ran really strong. Vernon also ran really strong. That was unfortunate for Brian that late caution came out, because I think he may have had me. I didn't feel like I was gaining on him any, and then that caution came out and kind of, like you said, it just kind of fell right in my lap.
Yeah, that was definitely some unfortunate contact between Brian and the car that was behind him. But man, when you're racing as hard as those two were, it's going to happen. You can't just you can't cut down when you know the car that's on your inside is going to throw it in going into the corner. It's pretty much full send when you're with those limited amount of laps left. Next week we head to Watkins Glen and then Bristol Motor Speedway after that. How you feeling about some rights and lefts next week and then right back to short track racing?
Oh, well, I never feel like I'm as good on the road courses, but I do enjoy running them from time to time. They can be a lot of fun. And as far as Bristol, I enjoy Bristol, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Bristol Motor Speedway is always a lot of fun. You came into tonight's race tied for second in the points. Philip Bridgman, Austin Moore, you, Josh Small, and and Cameron Smith, all tied for 20 points behind Brandon Moore. So obviously this is going to be a huge boost in the points and should automatically lock you in to the second round of the playoffs. So I guess, congratulations on knowing that you're going to move your way through. So if you're not good at the road courses, and in case something should happen at Bristol, just know that you essentially got that bye, as we might talk about in football and other major sports. So congratulations, sir. Any quick friends, family sponsors, sir?
Not really. I will just say I'm so glad to be in our Cup Series. Allows me to race in this league with them. It's a lot of fun, and for the most part, it's mostly very clean driving. So I very much enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
All right, buddy. Well, definitely, again, big congrats to you. That PepsiCo machine looks strong week in and week out. And we'll see you again next week at the Glen.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. All right, ladies and gents, you've been able to keep up with all 20 drivers at Dover Motor Speedway all night long, all 200 laps long. Miles the Monster took it fairly easy on a lot of these guys. Picked up a few, crunched them up a little bit, spit them out. But in the end, it's going to be the 73 PepsiCo car for Caleb Shelton, able to grab the W after starting from the pole and bringing it across the start stripe first when it's all said and done. We will be back again tomorrow. I will be back again tomorrow with the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series for season number 4, I believe, with them. And then, of course, on Monday night with the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series, kick off their full season from Daytona. The duels are in the books. They're ready to go super speedway racing and kick off their 34-week juggernaut schedule that I'm more than proud to call all season long. I will see y'all again tomorrow night right around 9:30 Eastern. Y'all have a great night, and please, by all means, do stay safe and do take care. Have a great night. Bye.